right, everybody, we're going to go over some real good tape. Surprisingly good tape. All season long, I remember making plays. I remember PFF just constantly giving he was like at one point 8th best edge player. And then he, like, the end of the season was 12th best. And I was just very surprised. Remember some plays, but I wasn't really like tracking him, So I went in and looked, figuring his tape was going to be good. But I was so impressed. And more than just a typical reason for a player. He has a highly special attribute. So anyway, let's get into the tape, and we're going to look to see what this special attribute is. He was noted to struggle in the run game. And you can see here that he comes in, he throws the shoulder, he kind of like loses leverage a little bit, puts the shoulder to the fullback, but it's the inside shoulder, and he turns his back to the play, which is that's a no-go. That's just basic. But you'll never see him do it again. Not that I remember. Now, again, his second play, he bites on the play fake, and he lets Cam get break contain. But the good thing is, watch the speed of this kid. He gets out there, and he's able to make the tackle. So, early on, his first game, it wasn't great. There was a lot of warts. But, man, this guy quickly goes from frog to prince. You'll see. Now, take a notice of this. He's not really in on the play, but watch. He goes from getting his hands in Cam's face to trying to get back into the play when he's 20 yards from the play. And this is a consistent feature. Now, a lot of guys, they watch tape and they're looking for speed, looking for skill set. They're looking for a lot of different things. For me, it's about hustle. The very first thing I want to know is, does this player have a motor? That is the foundation of quality play. And you're going to see this kid has a near legendary motor. All right, here, one of the things that's a really good quality of him is his hand play, his ability to use his hands. See, he gets the jam on the fullback and releases and then goes into his coverage, his drops. And you'll say, oh, that's not a big deal. That's one of the things that bothers me about this defense. There's just not as much disruption from the linebackers and the edge players for players going out into the routes. Sometimes I feel like they get out too clean, not with Van Ginkel. Time and time again, he's using those hands to disrupt plays. Now again, hand play here. He gets wrapped up with the tackle, and watch him just throw the guy to the ground. He's not on the play, but he's this quiet dude, but there is a little bit of beast in this boy. And you'll see. Yeah, watch, this tape's going to build. So he's in there, watch. Down the line, he's in. He went from 5 technique, fighting off a tackle, to get down the line through the scrum to be in on that tackle. And with the tackle is just about over. But this consistent feature is going to play bigger and bigger. Again, here we go. Look, he's from 5 technique, and he's 20 yards down the field getting in on the play. Now, hand play, look at how he handles a guy who's probably 90 pounds heavier. And watch how he's able to use that hand play. It gets a little bit of pressure, nothing serious, He's not a dominating edge rusher. But over time, this quality hand play, insane motor, and consistency does start to bring heat. Now again, look at that. He doesn't get the pressure, but he splits the double through hustle, hand play to get off the block, and calls the tight end, and he forces that ball out just maybe a little bit early, and it was an incomplete. Doesn't end up on the stats. But when you watch film, it starts showing. Now watch, here we go again. Look, I like that. So this doesn't look like much, but watch. He engages with a good solid base, maybe a little oversetting, and he's going to have to do that because he is kind of light in the pants. But he gets the tackle leaning, gets in there, and then gets the rip. Look at that. That's a double hand movement. That's a two-tool move to get off and get free. And I like that. And again, you're going to see that over and over and over again. Again, here's the hustle, getting down in there, and he's in the pile. You'll never not see this kid in the pile. He's coming from downfield, and you're like, it's no big deal. Play's over. Watch what he does at almost every play. He gets in there, and he's fighting to pull out that ball. Look at him come down all the way downfield. He's in there, and he's trying to strip that ball. He's getting in there, coming down the line. He's tracking this dude, and no, he doesn't make the tackle, but he's there. But again, watch. Down the road, it pays off. See, that's the thing. When you consistently hustle, when your team most needs that kind of extra help, then you're there. This is essential. This is essential to a good defense. The more guys you get like this, the better a defense is. That's why everyone is supposed to go to the ball. All right, so you get in the hand play, down the line. See? Now, that's 90 pounds heavier, and he works. He's a worker. Not to say he doesn't have talent. This guy is a blue-collar dude, and he's got some good traits as far as skill sets, I should say, but he's got one amazing trait, just consistently 100% hustle. Now, watch this. Boom. Getting in there, you see, he's constantly making that quarterback pay attention to him. He's constantly making that tackle work. And that's the left tackle. It's supposed to be your best tackle. So he's sucking up the best player. You'll see him play all kind of looks at that 5 technique. You'll see him stand up, hand in the dirt, one hand down, 2 hands down. This is a 2-hand down. Now watch what he does. Now he's not getting taken on the tackle, but watch. In there, and he shuts that down. Tight ends, they cannot block him. They can't block him. So look at this. He fights off one, and then he gets his shoulder into it and breaks it, and he picks up the tackle. Now, again, I don't like the shoulder. Sometimes it's hit or miss. Luckily, he was able to get that outside leverage and spin off. But again, he's light in the pants, and when you're going against guys 90 pounds and they got the head down, you got to kind of do it. This is the one area that maybe you want to see him put on some more weight and strength. But that was a nice play, even with bad technique. Look at that hand, fighting. Again, he's in the area. That quarterback sees him. That quarterback gets a little nervous, and he knows that time's running out. It might not be running out, but it feels that way. He's fighting it, gets off, puts the helmet in the quarterback's knee, and that's not going to go in the stat chart. But that guy's knee is he's going to feel it in his knee. He's been hit again, and this stuff starts piling up. And that's the thing with consistent hustle players. They don't knock you out like a Lawrence Taylor coming in, blowing up through. But over time, it starts mounting. So watch this. This guy tries to cut him. He fights off the cut. And he's getting downfield. Good agility. Now look at it. Look at this. He's pretty good in coverage too. He's following that back one-on-one. And you'll see, he's got speed to match up with some backs, some tight ends. He's not a true cover guy, but there is versatility there. Now you can see him get taken from the side and blasted because he's light in the pants. And that's the one issue when you got an agility player like this. But look, he's running down the field. He gets lit up a little bit, but he doesn't stop the hustle. Now I love his edge play. Look at that. See, watch that. The quick hands. He gets in there. He's doing some hand battle. Now, again, look who he's facing. That is one of the best tackles in the history of the game with Trent Williams. This guy is bigger, more talented, and that's the reason I put a lot of 49er footage, because he's going against a premier, legendary, possibly Hall of Fame tackle. And you'll get to see his performance for a second-year player, 5th-round pick. It's admirable. And this allows other guys to do their thing. He's taking home the best offensive lineman. And you'll see at the end, he finally outworks Williams. Now here's that coverage. Look at this. Getting downfield, and he's in there. And he's trying to pull out that ball. Watch. Drops into coverage. Look how far down the field this is. He's down it, he's in there, and he's trying to pull that ball out. Now, you could do that 50 times and not get a turnover. But if you do it 50 times, that 51st, that 55th, eventually you're going to get turnovers. That's the beauty of hustle and consistency. Now you see here, look, the block from the tight end, it ain't cutting it. It ain't cutting it. That was beautiful. They put the tight end on Van Ginkel, and he has no business blocking him. He does the quick swim, makes the outside move, and blows up Garoppolo. This was a huge play, man. Big time stuff. Watch this. Bang! That is sweet, man. Sweet potatoes. So, again, watch. Drops out, smart, fast, hustle, destroys the screen. That's intelligence. Intelligence, hard work, high motor, agility, and excellent hand play. This is a recipe for a steal in the 5th round. It's like Rob Ninkovich 2.0 with more agility and a better athletic skill set. Smaller though, smaller. So look, he's in there. Look, this is the one thing. At 242-ish, big guys can lock him up. So there are limitations to his game. He's not an elite player per se, but he can have elite production. And again, if you look back to New England's defense, they're one of the highest users of stunts, especially inside stunts, heavy inside stunts in the league. And Van Ginkel is the perfect player for playing on the edge, defy technique, and having the speed and hustle and size to get inside and draw that double and put the pressure in, which he does here. No, he doesn't make the sack, but look, that's quality pressure. Look at him get inside. He's drawing 2 guys there. And, this time and time, over the course of time, this stuff starts mounting. He becomes a problem. So now look, again, the tight end tries to get him. He holds it, forcing the running back inside. I'd like to see him peel back inside, but quality play. Quality play to hold that and allow his defense to string out the run and then come back and make a good play. Now watch this. He's working. He's making him work. Look at that. Finally, at the end of the game, he finally got him. That was a holding penalty. So I enjoyed that one. Now we'll go to his biggest game of the year. He had a statistic day. I personally enjoyed the 49er game more because of the competition he was facing, and it was earlier in the season. This game, his skill set improved, and he was playing against a lower class of talent. So I did prefer the 49er game more. But this is a good one too. Watch, he opens it right up. One of the first plays of the game, gets off the dude, subs the running back for a short loss or short gain. I can't remember which. Now this is where a play that exemplifies hustle. Watch, he's dropping into coverage. The ball is thrown, and he's already running to the play. Both Dolphins missed the tackle. This guy gets up. If Van Ginkel's not there, this guy could have got up and pulled up another 10, 15, or who knows what. But Van Ginkel's there, trip him up. And why is he there? Because he's consistently 110% hustle. So look, he's tracking him here. He's down there. That was a missed tackle. If he's not there, that could have been a touchdown very easily. But he's always there. And this is the thing that you have to remember. He's playing special teams. So he's out there through special teams as well. And that's the one thing I think I'd like to see either A, his conditioning to go up, or B, which I prefer, get him off special teams, because in the fourth quarter, you could see some of that motor dimming. Not because of want, just because the human body couldn't push anymore. But this guy, special teams, running down the field. Come on, let's go defense. Crazy business, man. This was a good play to see his ability to cover. Now watch. And this is what I said I like about him. He's playing edge down there on the bottom of the screen. He gets his hands in the tight end's face, but still has the speed to get to the running back and run stride for stride with him. That was pretty impressive, man. Pretty impressive. So now, look at this. Now, this guy's no Trent Williams. He's a smaller tackle, but he was able to use the bull rush to get in there. So he's got a few tools to that toolkit. The agility, deflected pass. He's just adding a little bit to each bit of a stat sheet. A little here, a little there, a little here. And that stat sheet starts building up. That was a nice play. Down in the red zone, as a matter of fact. Again, he's coming off, a little inside, another sack. Now, again, light in the pants. Sometimes you need to use the shoulder. And when you got pulling guards, man, that's got to be scary. He gets jacked, but there's nothing you can do, man. There's just limitations to a player. I mean, he could possibly use his hands to get off that, but seeing a 320-pound dude coming down the line at you full force, man, sometimes you got to make a business decision, life decision. So, maybe we'll see something better down the road, but that's not an easy play. Comes down, look at this, another one comes down the line, another nice tackle. It's an assist. Oh, I love that. You see two guys right there, man. It's two guys on him. One has to cut him, then the other guy gets him down. But he's not done. He's getting up again. The guy puts him down again. Now, this is 110%, 100% of the time. So he goes into coverage, which if you notice, he drops back, and he's able to spin because the guy comes inside on a post, and he's mirroring him after the spin, but they get their feet tangled up and he falls down. But instead of laying there, he's up on his feet again, and he's in on a tackle. Man, you know what that stuff looks like in film study? I have zero doubt that his hustle is highlighted. I have zero doubt that the coaches are pointing that out perpetually. You remember there's multiple assets for a player on the field and off the field. And that is an asset off the field. It shames the guys that are jaking it, are tired of blood. And it just pulls the whole defense higher. Look at that, mirrors him. He gets tripped up a little bit, but then he's on his feet with the tackle. Again, Noah cut. And look, he keeps going. He's rolling, man. So, again, gets off the guy, puts his shoulder in. It's like, it's not a big deal. But that's just part of who he is. He's always getting in on tackle. But you know what? If you're that running back and you're taking an extra lick or two after every play, that if there were less hustle involved, that you wouldn't be taking them. But that fourth quarter, man, those things can mount up too, man. People dropping an extra guy, dropping a player. Come on, man. Let this body heal. So that stuff mounts up. It's the grinder's mentality. And I love it. So look at that hand fighting, driving a guy back. Now he's shortening up that pass. He's forcing that pass out early. He's forcing the quarterback to have to kind of like find a different way to throw the football, try to throw it around him, and that ball gets out, and maybe that was just enough to keep the receiver from getting that free release and getting that touchdown. Maybe not, but maybe. Not the greatest burst. It's kind of like a smooth takeoff, just in on everything. Just in on everything. And so that's the bottom line. Andrew Van Ginkel is not an elite talent. But on the NFL level, as crazy as it sounds, talent is not the defining factor of whether you're going to be a success or not. You could have all the talent in the world. If you don't have work ethic, you don't have hustle, you don't have desire, you don't have discipline. Everybody at the NFL level is pretty talented, you know? But when you play it that kind of intensity, when you have that ability to adjust and grow and refine your technique, and you give everything you have, and you have decent talent is what he has, decent size, decent speed, decent agility, nothing special, decent speed, nothing special, but excellent ability to use your hands, excellent intelligence, amazing hustle, and amazing consistency. Andrew Van Ginkel very well could turn out to be one of the best picks Miami has made in a long time. This is a guy you build the defense around. Again, not because of the production, because of who he is and what he brings. So this guy's a leader. You got a leader, you got production. I mean, let's look at the stats. All right, on like less than 500 plays, he had 29 tackles, which is not a ton at all, 19 assists, but 5.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, 4 passes defended, 4 tackles for loss. Those are impact plays. And as you can see here, the consistency, the pressure, the gang on tackles, the ability to make up when a defense breaks down because you're always available. And this is only his second season. I expect much more in the stat column as far as tackles and stuff. But another thing to notice too with the tackles, if you notice, a lot of the plays went away from him. And I think that says something else too. So, you know, Van Noy was on the other side, inconsistent, struggled in the run game. Teams were attacking him more. This year will be very interesting to see how Van Ginkel responds. Does he up his conditioning more, up his strength, up his size? Can he stay consistent? I believe so. I rarely, in all my years of studying film, rarely have seen anybody play with that amount of hustle. It's exceptional. Zach Sealer is another one. But as wild as I was about his hustle, Van Ginkel outworks him. And that's amazing. That's 2 guys, man. 2 solid guys with unbelievable character. So anyway, that's my take on Van Ginkel, and I expect big things for him in year 3. Hope you enjoyed this. I'll catch you next time, and be well.